Yeah, I think that's a big trend, and I think there is a big problem attached because so many people sell their soul to the social media platforms just because they think they have to create content all day and then their business will grow, which isn't the case.
Hello out there and welcome to our weekly Ask the CEO Q&A session here at the Virtual Frontier. Our topic for this week is heavily focused on the content creation. To be more specific, on the content creator economy. You might ask, is that even a thing? Somehow, many of us have become recently content creators, sharing ideas, knowledge and experiences on social media or other digital platforms. What are the benefits of working with professional content creators? What do we need to get right in the first place to create content that really impacts? Tune in and find out what are practical steps you can apply right away without big budgets. See you in just a flash on the other side. Yeah, hello Manuel, welcome. Your week new session here on the Virtual Frontier, our Q&A session. The number of episodes is growing. Speaking about content, that is also going to be our topic today, the content creator economy. First question from my side, is it even a thing, content creator economy?
Yeah, I think that's a big trend, and I think there is a big problem attached because so many people sell their soul to the social media platforms just because they think they have to create content all day and then their business will grow, which isn't the case.
Yeah. Maybe so our listeners get a little bit more in perspective. What have you done since you have become a content creator on your own, and maybe how you have introduced and included that or integrated that into your business?
So it depends on which business. If we look at Bright Solutions, I started creating content like 10 years ago, focusing on creating a keyword strategy and then writing blog posts that like contributes to the strategy, or in other words, create blog content that ranks organically for these keywords and from there try to get leads. So this is a channel, right? A blog is a channel, keyword strategy. You need that. Otherwise, you just create content without a strategy. You won't get anything out of it. And that paid off after 3 to 4 years. So it's really a long-term game, right? And then at FlashUp, we grow the business mainly with paid ads. We've built up funnels, or mainly it's one funnel. And our organic content contributes to this funnel, or in other words, brings people that become aware of us by consuming our free content, and from there going to our funnels, and from there become our clients. But just posting content, and I also did that in the beginning, it didn't give me any results. It just costs a lot of time. You need to really have an aligned and consistent strategy that brings all traffic sources into one funnel that in the end converts visitors into leads and leads into prospects and prospects into paying clients.
Right. So is that already a big difference between just posting content, as you mentioned in the first part, that you write a blog and just put it out, but or what else is there a difference between just posting stuff and having like a content strategy behind, and then also the content creators that are doing the job?
Yeah, you need to have content, and you need to have a strategy, and you need to have a sales strategy. So you need to have different strategies, right? It starts with your keyword strategy. You need to have an offer strategy. You need to have a strategy knowing to which market you want to sell. So what is your target, your dream client, your persona you want to sell to? What are their problems, their desires, their fears, their goals, right? And you help them achieve them with your offers. And then you post organic content, which should like either contribute to the keyword strategy or talk about problems and goals that your perfect target client has. Otherwise, it's simply not relevant, right? And I think this is the big trap. If you see other people posting regularly on social media, you look at it and you think, hey, they just post content, so I also need to post content. And then my business will grow. But that's wrong. It won't happen. I never saw that this happens if you don't have a very consistent aligned strategy where this content attracts, and this is what the content should do. It should attract potential clients, and then you need to nurture them with additional content in your funnel so that they become prospects and then clients, right? So there is a lot more than just posting content, but posting content is what you see. So you just think it's all about posting content, which absolutely isn't.
So let's assume we have got a little bit of clarity about the different steps you mentioned. But what if a company or a business owner thinks about and they haven't been active in this way on social media and in the web in general? What are the first practical steps when I start to work with the content with a content creator or with a content creator strategy?
I think a good strategy is to first define your topic of expertise. For example, you are a software development business, your topic is software development. Maybe you want to be more specific, then it's app development or web development, or maybe it's intranet portals or whatever, right? This is the broad topic. And if you are in the marketing industry, maybe it's digital marketing, maybe it's social media marketing, whatever. This topic, you take it and add it to a tool called Answer the Public. And then you see many questions related to this topic. And a first good content strategy is creating content that answers these questions, because you know that people are asking these questions and you know it's related to your topic. And when you answer questions of people for free, then you are perceived as a valuable person or brand. And this will build trust and authority. And this is required to make people know you, like you, and trust you. And this is the path to make them become clients. Right. And once you did that with Answer the Public with this tool, you can also go to the Google Keyword Planner and search for additional keywords around this topic and then create even more content. Right. That's the first thing.
Yeah. Looking at the content creation and all this is something that comes also with a cost. And on the other side, maybe there's also the revenue. Maybe you can elaborate a little bit what you have done there to scale that up, and if that is the case, that in the first place you need a huge budget to start with that, or to hire freelancers to get this thing ongoing, or what is the cost on the revenue side?
So the most important thing in the beginning is that you really know your market. You really know the people you want to sell to with their problems, goals, dreams, fears, etc. Because otherwise you can post a lot of content and you might get a lot of people, but they will never buy from you. I learned that being a software developer in the Drupal community and creating a lot of content around Drupal. And, people that I attracted were other Drupal developers, and they never became my clients. So I wanted to attract the marketing managers instead. But to do so, I cannot publish content about how to develop this and this and that with Drupal, because they are not interested in development topics. They are more interested in use case topics. So this is an important learning, and it took me years to understand this. And I think organic content and organic content strategy can also scale, but it takes literally years. And if you post content based on the wrong strategy, like you post development-focused content that attracts developers, but the clients you want should be marketing managers, then you invest for years into the wrong strategy. You do a lot of work, spend a lot of time, and you will never get the results as you simply post content that attracts the wrong audience. And to validate this faster, you can do it with paid ads, because with paid ads, you can invest money and don't need to wait, right? So you pay instead of waiting. Then you can get the results faster. You see directly which type of people you attract with your content. And then you can course correct faster, but you need to have budget to invest to test this faster. Right.
Talking about the budget, but what are numbers that I can start with, or when should I get like maybe trying to scale it up with ads and or when I should stay organic. I need there some more clarity.
I would say you need at least 2,000, better 3,000 euro per month ad budget to start with significant tests. I mean, at least on social media. If you go to Google Keyword Planner and you see that there are keywords that show in high intention that a person using this keyword is searching for what you offer. Like if you are a manufacturing company, you look furniture manufacturer in Munich. A person that Googles for this using this keyword has obviously a high intention to like request a furniture manufacturing business, right? Or it is a competitor. This can also be the case, but I would not assume that. So with this, you can start, you pay a lot of money for a click because it has a high intention, and the odds are high that this person is interested in your high ticket offer. So maybe you can start with 1,000 euro on Google Ads with high intention keywords. But if you really want to scale it, you need to address a broader audience that is not yet aware of the solution they want, but they more likely struggle with the problem, and you educate them on the problem. This is what you do on social media. And then I think below 3,000 euro per month, you should not start.
Okay.
And you need, this is one other important thing. You need to have a high ticket offer, right? If your offer is just like 250 euro, I think you cannot make that profitable on social media unless you have a more expensive upsell offer. So then it's profitable in the second step.
What I was wondering, how did you make the switch in the past? You mentioned before with Bright Solutions, you did a long time organic content only and was not really structured. But how you did technically the switch and really figured it out, what were the steps forward?
I mean, I was constantly wondering how other people really do it and why I was not able to grow my business with paid ads or online, because I just got clients in via recommendations and my network, and then some through my organic ranking pages. But this was more like coincidence. And I wanted to have measurable results faster. I want to get more requests, leads faster, and I had money to invest. So I just tried and tested, and it was terrible in the beginning. And then I hired like Google ad agencies, and I still got terrible results. And why was that the case? Because my landing pages were crap. They were not based on content that is optimized for conversions. And also my offers were not clear. We typically had offers like, we do software development. And this is not attractive for clients because clients don't care what we do. They care what they get. Right? So I needed to change the copy on my pages so that the traffic generated by paid ads converts on my page. Otherwise, it's just visitors that never like reach out to you, and then it has no value. So that was the journey. And I learned that by hiring like coaches, freelancers, etc., that helped me understand how it goes.
You already stole my last question. How have virtual teams and freelancers helped you to get to this stage of content creator? Now you have to get a little bit more out of that context.
Yeah. So first thing is I hired a marketing strategist. And that was so much vague, blah, blah, honestly. That was just general things. I was wondering, okay, what should I do with this? And I paid 1,500 euro literally for nothing. It just explained me you can use social media for like attracting the right clients, blah, 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 right? I had no actionable things from that strategy. And a strategy should give you actionable items. And from the strategy, there should be a plan created so that you can implement it. Otherwise, it's just abstract, blah, blah, blah. And then I hired a marketing agency and it also didn't work. I hired a sales consultant, didn't work. Hired a sales rep, didn't work because that was just hope. And then I started with a very experienced marketing manager from the US, and he helped me understand how to create conversion optimized content and also why I need content, right? And then I hired other experts that showed me and helped me understand how I built tracking, and then other people that helped me build funnels, and then other people that helped me get my campaigns running on Facebook and in Google. And meanwhile, you lead our marketing team as a process owner. Meanwhile, there are two people, one campaign manager. He runs the campaigns, right, and optimizes them continuously. And then there's another person writing the copy, and it's me providing the strategy. So I provide the strategy, copywriter creates the copy, and the campaign manager drives traffic to the pages with this copy. And this is how Virtual Team basically runs the entire marketing team and generates leads.
Yeah. And as you just mentioned, there were a lot of steps involved on this journey, and as it is in agile approaches, you have to experiment, you have to look, and don't be disappointed when the first thing doesn't work out as expected. Just keep tweaking and experimenting until you get where you want to be.
And we just started, so there will be big news at the end of this year.
Anything I have forgot or missed that you would like to add? Then we wrap it up for today, Manuel.
No, I would just say start with the problem. Start really being very crystal clear which problem you solve for your potential clients. And it's not a problem that you do digital marketing and they don't do digital marketing, right? That's not a problem, because almost every agency offers, we do digital marketing, full service, blah, blah, blah. That's not valuable. And even if it was valuable, so many other agencies offered the same. And if you offer the same things like all your competitors do, because you just say what you do, then you sell commodity. And that's a rat race of constantly decreasing prices in a global competition to stay relevant. And I think this is not what most people want.
Cool. Thank you very much for sharing these insights about your journey in content creation and this whole economy. See you next week on our new Q&A session.
Cool. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We hope you found the session helpful. Head back to our in-depth blog article, 7 incredible useful content creator economy tips for solopreneurs. Did we miss something in this conversation? How can we do better so you get more value out of our content? Let us know in the comments and reviews how you are handling your content online and what you struggle most with. We love to read and respond to your comments. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, give it a thumb up, and share this session around with your friends and colleagues so they can take advantage of this content too. Sign up for the free business builder training on flashup.io and learn more about how to scale with your business at any time, work with global top talents, and make work better. On behalf of the team here at the Virtual Frontier, I want to thank you for listening. And as always, remember, keep exploring new frontiers.